pasty descendants of inbred European morons who did not have any literature to read other than Shakespeare are critiquing a movie that they shouldn't be critiquing, right? This isn't adaptation. They're acting like Homer made this. I'm Greek, and so my family came over here escaping the Second World War, and Mediterranean whites hate Northern Europeans because they don't offer anything but raping, pillaging, and dumb critiques. And so if they don't read, they're not going to be able to understand any of this. Odysseus was a gay black man. Helen was not fair-skinned. Nobody in ancient Greece was fair-skinned. We colonized Egypt for longer than America's been a country. So none of that makes any sense, right? And you wouldn't have bought the Bible if you knew that Jesus was black. And so translators couldn't racialize their characters. And I'll try and explain this to them in a way they can understand. Adaptations, they came from rap, right? And that's why they're not books, or he wrote it down. He didn't write it. They're acting like Homer would care. Like, this is insane, right? It was told for thousands. I am sick listening to them, but these are the same people that erased all their own cultural differences to assimilate into America and just be Kevin and Karens and racist. They don't care that it's all Viking and Roman imagery. They don't care that there's no Greek imagery. And neither do I as a Greek, because Greek colonized everyone. We were everyone at one point. Rome in America is everyone at one point. If you care about that, you're a fucking weirdo, right? You're just a loser and you didn't have any good art to focus on. Hollywood erased all the evidence of our indigenous cultures, just like in Rome, just like in Greece. In Rome, they worship the Moors. In Greece, they also worship black people, but they erased that history. Only really Greek people know this, and it's really strange listening to these inbred Northern Europeans talk on behalf of us, because it's like everyone was gay during this period, and they wouldn't even know what Mycenae was. And this story goes back way before Mycenae into our Dark Ages, and it's our late Bronze Age. And they would be like, I know Dark Age, and I'd be like, yeah, because you made us live through yours, right? You were just disgusting, nasty hillbillies. And you've been distracting with sexuality and, race the entire time because you don't have art, right? You have nothing worthwhile to teach us. Honestly, as a Greek transplant, it's easy to see that white people erase all of their cultural identities to maintain supremacy here in America because they never had kings or queens or presidents. It never was royalty, right? It was hillbillies. They never were really making art in Northern Europe, right? But translators and directors have always been afraid to racialize their characters, even Christopher Nolan, right? In countries that whitewash their history and their art and burn all the good books. If I was an inbred, I would have started with the fact that Christopher Nolan made this movie for 41 theaters. And it seems kind of insensitive in this economy, right? But no one cares about poor people. They just care about race and sex.
Have you ever wondered why ancient Greek and Roman artworks almost always have curly hair?
Everyone else, have a good day. You're blind and thinks he's smart because of philosophy and mythology. I just say, shut up. You're a moron, right? Unless you're pairing your fiction with history like the goats, you're a moron, right?